The Telecaster blank thickness needs to be 1 3/4 or 1 inch 750 thousandths. Now this maple one, or this maple and mahogany one, it's already at 1 750. So all I need to do on this one is to just surface plane the top. I'm going to use the hand plane for that. This one is 1 inch 825 thousandths ish. So I do need to take this one down. So this one is going to be a little bit more work because the tops of this are not even all the way across. So each of these boards is slightly different thickness. So I need to get it planed, surface planed using a planer down to a uniform thickness all the way across. Then if I have to, I will finish this one as well with a hand plane. Now the blueprint calls for 1 750. I'm not going to worry too much about 1 750. The last Telecaster that I made, I call it the snake guitar, that was made out of Northeast spruce. That one ended up being probably about 50, 60, 70 thousandths thin overall. It didn't hurt the guitar a bit, didn't hurt the sound, didn't hurt the performance. In fact, that guitar was an incredible sounding guitar. So as long as I've got enough cavity depth to get all of my electronics in there, whether or not this is exactly 1 750 or not, isn't going to matter a whole bunch for the sound or the quality of the guitar. So let's get these things planed up. Nice even plane all across the top, and my thickness of my veneer or my laminate is about 110 thousandths, 105 thousandths, which is perfect because I am going to put a binding all the way around the outside of this guitar, so that'll get hidden. But we're still a little too thick on this one. I want to be at 1 750 and I'm at 1 800, 1 810. So I'm going to flip this over and take some of the weight off the back of this blank and thin it down by about 50 thousandths. The vintage flooring, there was enough oil in the wood that it did not tear, and it was very tight grained because it is old, it is vintage. So it planed up really super. All I'm going to have to do is some scraping and some sanding, and this one will be ready to go. And we'll show you a little bit of a close-up here in a minute. The maple, the fiddleback maple, that is a little bit more of an issue because the book match, the way it's set up, you can only generally plane wood in one direction, so you have to be very, very careful. So I am going to hand plane this. So I'm going to install this dog in my woodworking bench, and that will be below the level of the surface so that when I come across I won't be hitting that blade. And then back here I will come in with a block of wood and I'll clamp those between the two so they're nice and tight. I do have to set those brads deeper because even though those brads are fairly soft, I do not want to put a nick in my hand planer blade because it's not fun sharpening those. It's time consuming to get a really good a really good edge. So we're just going to put those down a little bit deeper. And remember from last video that we're going to literally cut away the 3 sections where those brads are. Because of that fiddleback, it's not a real smooth or even structure in the grain. Ultimately, my goal is to have a surface that is plain, it's flat. And to do that with a hand plane, you want to constantly change directions. So I'm still using the entire bottom of the hand plane. Alright, I got a bit to do, so I'll bring you back when we're close to being done. So we've got that really pretty good. I marked some of the places where the tear out still exists. There are a couple smaller ones. And then I overlaid the Mylar blueprint to see where they fall in the body shape. And most of these, nearly all of them, are actually outside of the shape, or they're somewhere in the inletting itself or the routing itself. So we're good that way. We're not going to have to take any more off. I do have a scraper, and I do want to scrape this down here a little bit. So the idea is to pull off any of the unevenness that was created by the hand plane itself. I want to show you what these look like. So I want to take a little bit of sandpaper and give this just a little bit of polish, a little bit of evenness. All right, let's put this other one in. Alright, let's get some mineral spirits out here, and I'll show you what these things look like, or will look like under finish. So the first body that we're going to do, put the mineral spirits on, this is the ash body, or the ash base, with the vintage maple flooring that I took out of an old mill. That were, like I said, that has a lot of oils and a lot of lanolin from, because it was a woolen mill for 100 years. So let's just sort of give you a sense of what this is going to look like. I don't plan to color this, just going to use the natural color of the wood and the lanolin in the. Oh, this is going to be beautiful. Oh my, this is going to be beautiful. So you can see the early and late wood and the difference in the coloring and the way those different woods, or early wood, late wood, absorb the oils and the lanolin. This is going to be a real pretty guitar when it's done. And of course, this is the fiddleback maple. This has got a mahogany body and then this maple top. The reason I'm using mineral spirits and not water or acetone or denatured alcohol is the mineral spirits will stay wet longer, and you never want to spray water on your tops, not till you're ready to finish. God, this is stunning. If you've been on the channel long enough and been following it long enough, in my earliest videos talking about these two guitars, this guitar, this Telecaster, this maple, fiddleback maple top, this is the one that a good friend of mine, an artist, is going to do some painting on it for me. We've sort of talked about what the artwork is going to look like. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, tell me what you think. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Ring that bell so you get notified the next time I post a video. Stick around, guys. I'm going to trace out the shape of the guitar on these blanks so you get to see what the wood is going to look like within the dimensions of the finished stock. I appreciate you guys being here, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.